I spent 3 years in prison for my husband Adam's company. When I got out, all I received was a $1 bonus check for the business opening. Just as I thought there must have been a mistake, I noticed the girl next to me, Lily, also only had a single dollar bill in her envelope. Putting aside my concerns, I happily accompanied Adam to complete the opening ceremony. But that night, I came across Lily's Instagram post. She had shared a photo of a check. "Congrats on the big opening, boss. So generous with that $1 million bonus." The comments were full of envy, congratulating her on her relationship with the boss. Not only did Adam fail to explain, he was quick to distance himself from me. "You just got out of prison, it's not appropriate to go public. Let's keep our marriage secret for now. Just call me boss in front of others." Then he immediately liked Lily's Instagram post. I wiped away a tear and called his arch-rival. "I'll work for you from now on. You were willing to go to prison for 3 years for Adam's business. Why the sudden change to work for me? I remember he promised to give you a department manager position when you got out. Are you sure you don't want it?" I fidgeted with the $1 bill, letting out a bitter laugh. "Ma'am, I don't want it anymore." Just as I said that, Adam suddenly appeared in front of me, asking, suspiciously, "What don't you want?" I calmly hung up the phone and told the truth. The department manager position. Hearing this, a flash of relief crossed the man's complex expression. "Good. I was planning to give it to Lily anyway. You can start as a clerk for now." Hearing these words, I couldn't help but frown. Back then, I endured 3 years behind bars for Adam's company. He had repeatedly promised me that when I got out, the position would be mine and mine alone. Who would have thought that in the end, I'd become nothing more than a lowly office worker? At this moment, Adam was breaking the promise he made 3 years ago with his own mouth, but I couldn't see a hint of guilt in his eyes. My eyes burned as an unstoppable pain flooded my heart. Seeing I didn't respond, Adam took out a contract from his briefcase and tossed it on the coffee table. He said nonchalantly, "This is a secret marriage agreement, for the sake of the company." The word secret marriage agreement stunned my eyes badly. 3 years ago, the day before I went to prison, Adam and I got our marriage certificate. The only thing that kept me going was the thought of a happy married life after my release. But now, I had become something he was ashamed to mention. He even wanted me to disappear without a trace. I laughed bitterly to myself, picked up the pen without a second thought. Adam suddenly turned his head, frowning as he watched me about to sign. She who once couldn't wait to announce this marriage to the world, how could she suddenly be so decisive? He instinctively grabbed my wrist, his words puzzling. "You're not even going to think about it?" I didn't even look up, signing immediately. Getting the secret marriage agreement as he wished, he fell oddly silent for a moment. After a while, he cleared his throat, his voice turning gentle. "Rachel, don't worry. Once the company stabilizes, I'll definitely make it up to you properly." I responded with a non-committal just as the company WhatsApp group lit up. Lily had become the company's first department manager, with all the employees offering congratulations. "You've been by the boss's side these past 3 years. We've all seen it. This position is well deserved. I think Lily will be the boss's wife soon, right? We'll have to get on your good side from now on." Immediately after, Lily sent a shy emoji, tacitly accepting everything. I still think Rachel is luckier. She went to prison for 3 years and can still be a clerk at the company. The boss really spoils her. Knowing the truth, she was clearly mocking me. I struggled to look away from the screen, inadvertently catching Adam staring at his phone. The smile on his lips was a tenderness I had never seen before. It made me wonder, was his secret marriage to me really for the company, or was it for Lily? To fulfill the secret marriage contract, Adam moved from the master bedroom to the guest room. Besides that, he also made it crystal clear, I wasn't allowed to ride in the same car as him. I couldn't talk to him at the company, only call him boss. And his relationship with Lily was just an act. I wasn't allowed to make a fuss about it. After explaining everything, Adam disappeared for 3 days. It wasn't until I took a day off work with a fever that he bothered to call me. "You've only been working a few days, and you're already taking time off. Aren't you being a bit dramatic? You'll have to go to the hospital yourself. I'm still on a business trip. I can't take you." An expected result. I mumbled a vague but just as I finished speaking, a coquettish female voice came through the phone. "Adam, my zipper's stuck. Come help me quick." Although Adam quickly hung up, I still heard the sound of his hurried footsteps. Looking at Lily's Instagram again, she had already changed her profile picture. It matched Adam's as a couple. I remembered when we were dating, I always pestered him to use matching profile pictures, but he always had countless reasons to refuse me. Too much trouble. Childish, tasteless. I don't know what came over him, but he started frantically texting and calling me. I only replied once, "This is my rest time. Please understand, boss." After finishing the 4-drip, I returned to the company. My co-workers were as cold to me as ever, piling work on my desk. In their minds, I was probably just a lucky ex-con taken in by the boss. I should naturally take on more. I adjusted my mood and packed all the couple items from the storage cabinet into a black garbage bag. If I had known they would never see the light of day, I wouldn't have worked so hard to bring them to the office. I was about to go throw them away when Adam unexpectedly returned. Before I could react, he angrily dragged me all the way to the stairwell. Seeing the garbage bag in my hand, the man's face darkened. "You have time to clean up garbage, but not to return my calls?" The strong perfume on him made me take a step back involuntarily as I said calmly, "I replied to your message." Hearing this, Adam seemed to catch fire, demanding, "Why did you call me boss on the phone? What's the difference between on the phone and in person?" He was the one who told me to, so why was he upset when I did? Seeing I had no intention of explaining, he let out a cold laugh. "You know I don't like willful women. You'd better not turn into someone I hate." As he spoke, he snatched the bag from my hand and hurled it to the ground with all his might. Amid the thunderous crash echoing through the stairwell, he strode away. Looking at the shattered photos and couple mugs, my heart trembled. Just like our years of feelings would ultimately be broken to pieces. I cleaned up the fragments and called a lawyer to draft a divorce agreement. After getting the document, I printed a copy in the copy room. Just as I had mentally prepared myself and was about to knock, Adam opened the door first. Meeting his icy gaze, I calmly handed over the document. "Sign it when you have time." But Adam didn't even look at it, flipping straight to the last page to sign. Then he handed it back casually, instructing, "Come out with me for a business dinner later. Be smart and remember to help block the drinks." I was puzzled. Adam could usually hold his liquor well. Why did he need me to block drinks? Before I could ask, Lily bounced out from behind him. "Boss is so thoughtful. You even remembered I have a cold and can't drink." Lily sat next to Adam wrapped in a blanket, her head resting directly on his shoulder. Seeing me, she frowned and complained. "The boss is just overreacting. It's only a cold, but he won't let me drink or go to work. If I hadn't begged him, he wouldn't even bring me to this business dinner." Hearing her say this, Adam fondly tapped her nose. "I don't care what you say. Just don't cry when it's time to take your medicine." The two people before me were clearly a couple in love. His gentle humor was also a side of him I found unfamiliar. Clutching the divorce agreement in my hand, I felt oddly relieved. Arriving at the restaurant, Adam exchanged pleasantries with the business partners for a while. Then he stepped back and began introducing everyone. "This is Lily, our company's department manager." When introducing me, the partner's boss frowned slightly. I remember clearly, this young lady went to prison for owing money. "Boss Adam, you really are loyal to old friends." Adam tensed up, glancing at me before laughing it off in agreement. During the project discussion, Adam and Lily's seats were pressed close together. He kept giving me looks, telling me to proactively help block drinks for Lily. At the table, someone noticed their intimate gestures and couldn't help teasing. "Boss Adam and Miss Lily looked so well matched. I wonder if the boss is married." As soon as the words fell, Adam looked at me, a flicker of hesitation in his eyes. The next second, we said in unison, "No." Even though we gave the same answer, he abruptly turned his head to stare at me in shock. It wasn't until the partners went to the restroom that he messaged me. "It's all just an act. Don't take it to heart." Adam said it was acting, but I was telling the truth. After all, he had already signed the divorce agreement. I glanced at the message and flipped my phone face down. Seeing this, Adam was about to get up and come over, but I turned and went to the restroom. Coming out of the stall, I ran into Lily. She stood with her arms crossed, clearly with a victorious attitude. "Rachel, you're truly pathetic as a woman. To be so despised by your husband. If it were me, I definitely wouldn't have the face to show myself in public." I washed my hands nonchalantly, saying coolly, "That's not for Miss Lily to worry about." Drying my hands, I prepared to leave, but Lily darted in front of me, looking me up and down. "How can the boss's wife still wear such rags? Oh, I forgot. Adam must have spent all the money buying me haute couture. Sorry about that." The expensive brand she wore seemed to constantly remind me of the difference between 1 and 1,000,000. In an instant, the bitterness that had built up in my heart exploded, and I fled in a panic. Back in the private room, I picked up my bag to leave. Adam hurriedly came over to stop me, his tone gentle. "Don't go yet, I'll take you home later." I was about to refuse when Lily suddenly burst in crying. Instantly attracting everyone's attention, Adam immediately let go of me and ran over to ask what had happened. Lily was frantically rummaging through her bag and all her pockets. Then she cried out in dismay, "My custom diamond ring is missing." As soon as the words left her mouth, everyone in the room started looking for Lily's ring. While searching, she kept muttering, "This was a birthday gift from Boss Adam, worth over $3 million. I can't bear to lose it." Though I didn't know what game she was playing, I just wanted to leave immediately. But just as I reached the door, Lily blocked me. "Rachel, let me check your bag. Otherwise, you won't be able to clear your name." Whether or not I stole her ring, I knew the truth. "I'm tired. Miss Lily can look for it herself." Seeing I was determined to leave, Lily actually grabbed my bag directly. In the struggle, the contents of my bag spilled all over the floor. And among the scattered items, there was indeed a sparkling large diamond ring. I stared at the ring in shock, suddenly meeting Lily's provocative gaze. "Why are you framing me?" Turning around, I found everyone looking at me with contempt, especially Adam, who frowned with disgust in his eyes. I instinctively tried to explain to him. I didn't take this, but my explanation seemed so feeble in the face of the glaring evidence. Next, Lily picked up the ring and started crying even harder. "This ring means so much to me. How could Rachel steal it? I thought Rachel had reformed in prison, but I never expected she'd still do anything for money. I don't dare work with her anymore." Lily's words made everyone's expressions turn ugly. The partner's boss spoke up first, breaking the awkward silence. "Boss Adam, let's call off this deal." With that, he stormed out of the room with his people. I wanted to chase after them to explain, but was met with a solid slap from Adam. Meeting my incredulous gaze, there wasn't a hint of regret in his eyes. "I never thought you'd be the type to see money and lose your mind. I brought you out, not for you to steal things." Adam's words completely convicted me. Didn't he know what kind of person I was? Had he also forgotten why I went to prison? Seeing the anger in his eyes, I knew he would never believe me. I could only laugh bitterly and hand him my phone. "Then call the police."